Chapter 1. French kissing the hot guy in my fantasy seemed like a good idea at the time. I could have really enjoyed it, too, if my head didn't hurt so damn much. When I touched the sore spot, my fingertips showed a little smear of blood, but I puzzled over that for less than a second before I returned my attention to the much more interesting subject at hand, or hands to be exact. I ran said hands down his back and over buns of steel. We were making a creditable attempt to lick each other's tonsils when a furious voice erupted from inches behind me. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" I snatched my grip off the beefcake and spun around. "Ow, son of a bitch!" I clutched my head when the abrupt movement slammed pain through my skull and tried to focus my watering eyes on the source of the interruption. Okay, that was weird. I was pretty sure I'd never had a fantasy that included a short, pissed-off paramedic. The paramedic locked eyes with Beefcake. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he repeated. Beefcake shrugged. "I'm not doing anything. She jumped me." "Can't you see she's injured? You could have at least helped her back out of the portal." Huh? It was my fantasy, but I didn't think I was controlling the action anymore. I gaped at the two men. The short paramedic dismissed Beefcake with a final glare and turned to me. "Ma'am, please come with me. We need to get you to a hospital." As he spoke, he took my arm and steered me away. I was about to demand an explanation when agony punched through my eye sockets. I jerked into a ball, arms clamped over my head, until the pain diminished enough for me to sit up and start swearing. After a few moments of heartfelt profanity, I recovered enough to realize the paramedic was trying to convince me to lie down on the sidewalk again. Wait a minute. Sidewalk? Sitting in a puddle? Red flashing lights? Ambulance? Right, that explained the paramedic. He had changed his clothes, though. Instead of his uniform, he wore a brown plaid shirt and khaki pants. My aching brain struggled to catch up. The fantasy faded as awareness returned. Right. March in Silverside, Alberta. A Chinook thaw, slippery sidewalks, and now my ass was awash in ice water, and my head hurt like hell. I didn't even remember slipping. You know you're a desperate case when you get so engrossed in a fantasy you don't even watch where you're walking. Embarrassment suffused me when a handful of murmuring bystanders began to gather, and I hauled myself to my feet despite the protests of the paramedic. "I'm fine," I mumbled, pulling soggy denim away from my butt as unobtrusively as possible. "Better get checked at the hospital just in case," he advised. "You need to get that abrasion on your scalp cleaned up, too." He guided me firmly into the back of the ambulance while his two uniformed cohorts got in front. 3 paramedics and an ambulance for a bump on the head. Gotta love a small town. If I'd slipped and fallen in Calgary, I'd be lucky to raid a Boy Scout with an aspirin. My royal treatment continued at the hospital. My khaki-clad savior waved the other 2 away and escorted me into a cubicle in the tiny emergency ward. I perched on the bed and he nodded reassuringly and withdrew, pulling the curtains closed behind him. Moments later, I overheard his approaching murmur. "Found her in the portal, so I brought her into B-Wing."